very much for that very warm welcome. It is a great pleasure, a privilege, a great honour for me to be here tonight at such an important gathering, a real celebration of our multiculturalism, a celebration of the contribution that so many of our African communities make each and every day in every part of our state. It is a great pleasure to be with you tonight. Can I, of course, acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, particularly on this National Sorry Day, and pay my respects to elders past and present. Now, Sheila previously just basically abbreviated all the big long list of people that had been acknowledged earlier on, and I don't want to go through all of those important people that have been acknowledged, because each and everybody here tonight, through their contributions to our cultural diversity, through the work that they do, the leadership that they show every day, are indeed the real VIPs here this evening. But just a few that I want to single out, because I think it speaks to the broad support that African communities across Victoria have, and the acknowledgement, I think, in a broad sense, of the contribution that you make to a vibrant and dynamic and a hopeful Victoria, one that's all about fairness and strength, and one that reaches out to the world with a real confidence. I am delighted to be joined tonight by Minister Robin Scott, an outstanding Minister for Multicultural Affairs and a fantastic champion of the African community, and celebrating all that is worthy of important celebration, but never shying away from dealing with challenges that are faced as well. Inga Pulic is here from the State Opposition, and Ellen Sandell has joined us as well from the Greens. Can I ask you to join with me in congratulating Sally Capp, the Right Honourable Sally Capp, on becoming Lord Mayor of Melbourne? I'm sure she's going to do a fantastic job, and on behalf of my government we look forward to working very closely, as we have done for a long time, with Town Hall, and working to make sure that the world's most livable city, our wonderful Melbourne, is as good as it can possibly be, as strong and successful as it can possibly be. So I want to congratulate Sally and give her that commitment that we will work very closely with her in the weeks, the months, and indeed perhaps the years to come. Can I also acknowledge members of the Consular Corps that are here tonight? And I think the Dean of the Consular Corps is here as well, so please accept our best wishes and thanks for the work that you do in so many different ways, representing different communities and forging those very close bonds between Victoria and all of our partners around the world. To Sheila Sabanda, the President of the Africa Day Australia Committee, thank you so much for your kind words and for the work that you and all of your committee members have done in organising this function and other events. To Helen Kapelos, the Chair of the Multicultural Commission, and what a fantastic job Helen does in so many different ways, working to harness all that is good in our cultural diversity and multiculturalism, to make it not just the strength that it is, but to celebrate that and to honour it and cherish it, and make sure that we always deal with some of the challenges that are posed from time to time in a modern Victoria. I'll stop there, because I said I wouldn't go through the whole list, but we do have representatives from Victoria Police tonight, and I want to recognise them. Representatives from the Metropolitan Fire Brigade. I'm sure there are representatives from local government, and lots of other people who have titles and have national roles that are really important. But tonight the real VIPs are each of you, and I acknowledge you and thank you so much for your kind invitation to be here tonight. The Africa Day was first marked, as you well know, in 1963. Today, after a long journey, it's dedicated to advancing freedom, liberty, and a recognition of self-determination by African peoples right around the world. 55 years on, Africa Day is as important as ever, and it's certainly important here in our own state as we celebrate the many, many contributions, the powerful and important contribution that African communities make in every part of our state and in every part of our life. Our African communities are an essential part of our multiculturalism, and anyone who thinks differently, anyone who might provide a different opinion, as free as we are to have different views in this state, I would simply say to them they are wrong. African communities are an essential part of our multiculturalism, and that's why I'm proud to be here tonight. And the reason I say that is because each of you and the broader communities that you represent have come to Victoria, have built businesses, have studied, have worked, have focused on your family, have focused on giving back, have focused as well on not simply celebrating the great diversity that is Africa, but also sharing that culture and heritage with the broader Victorian community. Because in Victoria, as you well know, we don't tolerate multiculturalism, we celebrate multiculturalism. And we are much stronger for that. Much stronger for that. And the African community can be very proud of the part it plays in that celebration. But I want to make a couple of comments about some work that we've been doing recently, because it's important when you know that multiculturalism is our richest asset, when you know and understand that what we have in Victoria is special and unique and so valuable. You've got to be prepared to front up and deal with some of the challenges that we face each and every day. And to do that, the most important thing is to listen to those who know best, to listen to communities who understand their journey, their history, their challenge better than anybody else would, better than any outsider would. And that is why we established the first ever African Ministerial Working Group. And again, I thank ministers, particularly Robin Scott and others who have been involved in that work. And it's why that group, not the government telling African communities how it should be, but instead listening to African communities and letting them have a voice and a direct say in how we move forward. They developed the first ever African Communities Action Plan. And I applaud you and that committee, that working group, for delivering that action plan. It is for African community members across Victoria, and it is written by them. And that's why I think it is so powerful and important. It captures their unique insight, their unrivaled knowledge, while driving lasting change in the most important areas. Connections to employment, for instance, support for community businesses, education and training, quality healthcare, the opportunity to participate and belong, the opportunity to be part of our wonderful, richly diverse state. And critically, the results of the plan, as delivered by that working group, listening to African community members, was almost $10 million allocated in this year's state budget. And we're very proud to have made that decision, that choice. Because I think it'll change lives, it will deal with some of the challenges we collectively face, and it'll set us up for even stronger contributions from the African community in all of its rich and brilliant diversity. Just finally, can I finish by saying how pleased and proud I am to be here tonight, and how honoured I am every day that I have the great privilege of leading our state, to know that we have created something very, very special, where the celebration of difference allows us to find and better understand those things that we share in common. That because of our diversity, we are stronger and safer and more confident, both as a Victorian community, but also as we look out to our region and even more broadly. Because of what we have built here over a very, very long period of time, we are a beacon to other parts of Australia who do not enjoy the inclusive, respectful, truly celebratory multiculturalism that we all cherish, value and celebrate tonight. Have a great night. And always be confident that I and my team are with you both when things are good, but also when there are challenges that we must meet together. Thank you so very much.
Awesome.